Hey Leos, and welcome to this intuitively channeled 2018 year ahead forecast. I'm kind of integrating a bit of astrology, channeling, and tarot into your energy for this annual year of 2018, which, as most astrologers agree, kind of starts on March 21st, 2018, not January 1st. Again, January is Capricorn time, the 10th sign of the zodiac. It makes more sense for our years to start during the first sign, which is Aries, on March 21st during equinox. So that is why I am here at this time right now, giving you this information now. So for Leos in 2018, a lot has to come to the surface. A lot has to resurface itself. There's a healing and also a realization that is really paramount for your year to really kick off. I feel like a lot of Leos feel kind of haunted, or a little bit hunted, like haunted and hunted, feeling like their past is catching up with them, feeling like people don't feel resolved, feeling like there's a lack of attention or a lack of attention to detail in a lot of your experience. So I feel that 2018 for you, Leo, is a very aspirational year, and you can kind of come face to face with your purpose through dealing with some of these past structures in a new, innovative way. And that's really a lot of the experience for all the zodiac signs right now are experiences with purpose. 2018 is definitely a purpose year where we're defining what it is that we want to be, who we want to be, where we want to come from, where we want to see ourselves. And basically, the trauma and crisis cycles from 2017 were developed because we couldn't really find our purpose, or we couldn't really find our desires outside of the minds of other people. So it's been a big social media thing. Like for everyone, or for most people, 2017 was like one of the hardest years of their life. It's just been all over the place. And I really think it's because people have been overly macrocosmically concerned, basically not working with their body, not working with what they want, but channeling that through the actions and expressions of other people. So 2018 kind of first and foremost demands us to come back to home, come back within ourselves. We have Jupiter and Scorpio, like come back home, come back to your core, become healthier. Again, Scorpio deals with life energy and life force. It rules the reproductive organs and also the life energy that we all possess at an innate level. And that squares you, Leo. You get that square angle from Jupiter. So that can be a really magical thing, actually. You can have a lot of self-transformations, lots of changes in your appearance or the way that you come off or like what you do for a living. The Jupiter square your sun redefines purpose and shows you like a new possibility. There's usually like a new avenue that comes out, or you come like to the top level of what you're currently doing. A lot of you are sort of experiencing the like mastery level of a career or of a project that you've been working on. And astrologically speaking, there won't be very much activation from outer planets other than Jupiter in 2018. Again, you have that Jupiter square, but the other planets, we have like Neptune and Pisces, Uranus moving direct, it'll go up into Taurus and retrograde back into Aries, and then we have Pluto and Saturn and Capricorn. So you do get that quincunx angle from Capricorn, but that's not overwhelmingly activating. For some of you, it could introduce like neither here nor there type of situations, or things which you can't really interpret very well. Things can be a bit foggy. Things can be not quite calibrated feeling with the quincunx angle, like that Capricorn Leo angle. But what I'm really feeling most intuitively for Leo in 2018, cosmically and astrologically, is that you kind of have to do it yourself, or you have to have the wherewithal to find what it is that you want within your being and manifest that up and out. With not having many outer planets in like fixed signs or Aquarius or Leo, your opposite sign Aquarius, it sort of limits the, again, very strong macrocosmic injection of energy. So basically, if you're like caught up in a codependent relationship, or if you're not happy with the way that your life is going right now, it'll be harder for the universe to just change that. It'll be harder for the universe without effort of your own to come in and completely change your reality. I definitely feel that Leos have to like get into the driver's seat of their reality, because having been so activated over the past few years, you know, we had Jupiter in Leo back in like 2015, and then also Saturn in Scorpio, and you know, Uranus doing its thing in Aries. So very activated by the outer planets. Like your life might have felt like puppeteered, or you might have felt like, oh, I'm at the disposal of the universe, like completely situation changing all the time. I do feel like this changes in 2018, and it feels good that you can actually step into the driver's seat and take control of your life. But it also feels like if you can't take control, then not much happens. So you definitely have to like sit with that and understand, okay, what changes do I need to make? What calibration needs to happen within me? Okay, I do feel for 2018, wonderful, amazing, incredible time for Leo to be like in the center of attention, to be the spotlight. So for those of you who are like actors or musicians, or work in some kind of career where you're presenting or at the center of something, I feel like it's beautiful because I think it's different from what most people experience. So I think that what you give or what you offer at the table is like the perfect negotiation, or it's like exactly what people have wanted just because they're not seeing much of it elsewhere. In other words, Leo, I think that you're coming off very uniquely right now. I think that you're very eccentric, and I think that you have like a different kind of grain than what most people have, and this can be very marketable. At the same time, when it's not spun correctly, it can freak people out or create sort of a collective opinion about you that is not that wonderful, like the odd one out or the outcast. But again, that's where you have to get into the driver's seat. That's where you have to work deep within about what is it you want to see for your life. It feels like it's so up to you whether you want to be able to offer that which no one else has, or whether you want to sort of be like outcasted. So as some of you may have seen from the other videos in this series, I'm basically trying to introduce 4 concepts for each sign that I channeled in. And the first concept that I felt really strong for Leo was reintroducing something that didn't work before. So it does feel like Leo has a lot of things like on the back burner, or a lot of ideas or projects or ambitions that didn't quite see the light of day. It feels like an incredible time to take what you've already made and put it out there, and perhaps become very successful for it. So like if you've been working on the book, or you've been working on the record, and you've maybe been working on it since like 2014 or 2015, but it just never quite came through, or you couldn't like get the numbers right. It feels like it's a lot easier for things to logistically happen now, and you can kind of step off into the stage easier than before. And that takes me straight into the second point that I have, though, which is sealing the past, dealing with closure mainly. So there is a interesting and kind of difficult relationship with the past that Leo has right now, which it's not really your territory. You know, you're the sun, your solar energy, so you kind of progress forward, but you're a fixed sign, so there's something that has to also be a bit regressive as well. And I do sense that there are a lot of Leos who have like just easily enough like relationship baggage. I feel like there's a lack of closure. I feel like people may want something from you in 2018. Perhaps this even came from like all of 2017, but maybe you couldn't face it. I definitely want Leos to think about what you couldn't face in 2017 and understand the connection between that and why 2017 was either so difficult or as good as it was. Because it feels like things don't just disappear in 2018. It feels like things which we haven't faced don't kind of just fade away. In fact, it feels like they do exactly that once we face them. So really early into 2018 here, Leos, what can you do to face the past, to give people closure that they need, and to, I don't know, set the record straight? Like I definitely felt like letting people know how things were for you. It feels like we all kind of want that from you, and what I sense from Leo is like, oh, I don't have time for that. It's such a bother for me to try to explain these things to all these like peons or all these people. And it's sort of like this royal, like regal type of stance, which does a lot for you in 2018, but can also lead people to kind of get a bit of a, what's the word? Like it can lead people to get a vendetta against you and want to see you fall if you're feeling like too royal and too like above, you know, giving people closure, or too above, giving people details that they feel important when it's not important to you, you know, not important to Leo, doesn't need to be said, that type of thing. I feel establishes a lot of vendettas from other people towards you. So definitely try to be humble. A bit of humble pie, I think, for Leo is good in 2018 because you are elevating really quickly. And sometimes when people elevate really quickly throughout the hierarchy, the perfect trick is to be a bit humble. That way you're not just like setting yourself up to like fall, kind of introduce a polarity there. So the third concept that I was sensing for Leos is basically after you come face to face with this past closure, you have to then be able to allow yourself progress. What can happen sometimes, and maybe some of you already did this, like what I was talking about a second ago, like with 2017 facing that, maybe some of you already did this in 2017 and you've sort of realized like, whoa, I've faced the past, I've gotten closure, I've given closure, and now what? There's like the stagnation. You have to be prepared to again seal the past and then allow progress. Not needing much time to stagnate, not needing much time to be the hermit. I feel that it works for some signs, but I don't feel that Leo is the best hermit this year. Because again, you're elevating so quickly, and if you're like alone and having like this healing crisis, I don't know, it's like you're not really seen and it doesn't really have the effect that it needs to have. So the fourth point is new constructs relating to blame and betrayal. So I do sense that Leos who are like in relationships can experience betrayal or weird types of energy with blame. And I also feel that this directly impacts like that previous relationship that like hit you in 2017. Trying to not develop too much of like a self-sabotage or a self-fulfilling prophecy relating to betrayal and blame. Like for instance, you're dating now or something, like you're newly single and you're dating again, and you see someone who is like wearing the same type of jacket that your ex wore, or has the same type of like car or something, and then that like sensory stimulation like associates you, well, he probably has the same temper, or he probably is going to cheat on me just like that person did. Like, watch out for this. And that's kind of a hypothetical, like I doubt that that would really happen in that way, but like more deeply you can see like the way that someone's mannerisms are and associate in your mind like almost this PTSD thing that remembers your ex's mannerism being that way when you found out that they cheated on you and they didn't know that you knew yet. So this type of like complicated mannerism and unspoken type of action feels like it's connected in a weird way within you, and that you can do a lot for yourself by sort of like wiping the slate clean of like how you associate people's actions or indirect passive responses to their very like direct actions. It's good to be that smart, it's good to like connect the dots, but I feel that it can also become like a self-fulfilling prophecy or a self-sabotage if it like gets too neurotic or too overbearing, you know what I mean? Okay, Leos. And your card, Leos, for 2018 is the Lovers. Really incredible. It's a year of decisions, a year of potential soulmate connections, and a year of presence, I feel. Like divine presence. A year of perhaps some of you come into a new religious type of concept, or perhaps some of you this year see that there's more to your progression in life than just you, and you can sort of start to capitalize on the support that you have from the divine aspects of the universe. Knowing other people very deeply, becoming a very deep character in other people's stories is definitely a thing for this year, and strong decisions. For me, the Lovers is always a decision card. It's always a crossroads type of energy. So always remember that each path leads back to the same place depending on your intention when you embark the path. And try to not stagnate at the like fork in the road. Try to not stagnate at the path. It's like you can do so much magic by kind of like gritting your teeth and moving forward, again allowing progress. And overall, Leos, again, the Lovers, Major Arcana number 6. I feel that 2018 through it being like a Lovers year for you does start an incredible journey. To me, the Lovers also sort of puts off the energy of the Fool as well. It's like another crossroads, another path. So be wise in what cycles you start here, in what journeys you start here, because I think that they can last you probably 5 or 6 years at least. And to those of you who have this wonderful marriage or this wonderful soulmate connection come in, congratulations. Definitely just sit with yourself and keep a healthy sense of solitude, but also involvement in other people, as I feel that you do need both in this year. And don't feel like you're a victim to fate or a victim to karma. Get in that driver's seat, really take control of your own life. That feels like one of the more magical realizations that you have in 2018, Leo, when you realize that you don't have to be the mechanism, but you can be like the person who operates the mechanism. So on that note, Leos, if you haven't seen yet, you can check out the written companion to this. You can click the center of your screen right now to get it. It goes month by month with a tarot card for each month. I think it's wonderful. A bit of astrology, a bit of channeling, and tarot, all combined into a handy document that you can download straight onto your smartphone or onto your computer right now. And thank you so much for checking out this video. I will be seeing you soon. Like, comment, subscribe. It makes my day. Much love. Bye.